All right, hello, and welcome to the Uniq Xpressions Podcast. I am your host, Destinee Jae, and we are back again. Tonight we have a special guest co-host, Jus-D. Wait for him. All right, hey everybody. All right, and tonight we have a great topic. Y'all know how much I love Kevin Samuels, right? So tonight we are gonna review one of his newer topics. And you guys can check that out whenever you get a chance. It's called "Do Single Parents Deserve High Value Partners?" Now he focuses on the women, but what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna focus on both the men and the women, and that's why we have our co-host here, Jus-D. Let me tell you a little bit about Jus-D. Jus-D is actually he's a professional DJ just like myself. He's also a podcast owner. So he's the owner of Xtreme Truthx Podcast, and that's Extreme with an X. And he has great viewpoints from the male perspective. And he's no nonsense, and we definitely need him. He reminds me a little bit of Kevin Samuels. So that's why he's here tonight. I'm glad to see you, Jus-D. We're going to have a good time tonight. All right. And we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to be giving you a lot of information, okay? So, again, how are we going to start this one? Because you guys know I like to play devil's advocate. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off slow. So I wanna ask you, everybody jump right in. This is an open discussion. Uh, what is a single parent? Real easy question. Anybody want to tell me before I give you the answer? I love how y'all get quiet. I love it.
A parent does not marry. That's taking care of kids on their own without
Right.
another partner helping them.
Good answer.
Very true. Very true. Good job. Okay, now let me ask you something. Now, what's the definition of a high value partner? Y'all know I love this question. I've
Top of the
asked
line,
it
a
before.
top of the line person that you are involved with that can take care of you to the fullest extent.
Okay, now let me ask you because Kevin Samuels talks about high value man. He talks a lot about the high value man. I can list some points about what a high value man is, and then we'll tie it into the single parent perspective. He says that a high value man is a man that earns over six figures or more for 5 years or more. He's a man that works and is linked in and levels of networking. So he's a man who has visibility in or around his network of other high value men. He's also recognized as a peer in his circle of high value men. He also says high value men are not born, they're made. Okay. Now his views on actual single mothers, because he talks a lot about single mothers. I'm gonna just jump right in and tell you one of the things he says about single mothers. He said single mothers are not looking for mates; they're looking for stepfathers. And that's
Wow.
exactly exactly. Oh, we gonna talk about it. Anybody want to start there, or we can talk. 'Cause I have a lot of questions.
Well, I think personally, I think some of the things that he says make sense. But
Right.
just to be specific about the 2 points that you made about high value men and what single parents are looking for, I think I have friends who are single parents,
Mhm.
and I have a buddy of mine, very close buddy of mine, who's a single parent because his daughter's mother passed away. But even before she passed away, he was the main he was the main provider. And I can say from the point of when I talk to him, like I said, we know each other for 3 decades. Um,
Mhm.
that's not he doesn't look for a stepmother for his daughter. As a matter of fact, he shields his daughter from most of the relationships because he wants to get to know the woman on a personal level. Um, coming from a single parent home myself, I can only go by what I perceived when I was younger, and I didn't see that. I didn't see a lot of the men that my mother dealt with. As a matter of fact, I don't remember her dating until I moved out the house. So I think that might hold true for many, or maybe even most that he knows, but I personally haven't experienced that. That's just me. I
I
haven't
have to agree
experienced.
with you.
Okay. And let me
Yeah.
ask you, what are some of the obstacles that single parents face even before looking for a love interest? Like, is there
Well, we
certain
know the biggest
obstacles they
one. The
face?
biggest one is resources.
Okay, all right, I agree. I definitely agree. Anybody else have any obstacles they know of? Anybody here single parents? I should have asked that first, right? Anybody here single parents?
Yes.
Okay, Teo, what are some of the obstacles you face as a single parent?
I don't think this podcast is long enough to list what that list is. Top of the list, I guess, would just be, your first priority is obviously the children. So, you make all your decisions based on what is going to be, beneficial for them. So, and
Right.
that involves who you keep in your circle, you know, what you do in your home, the rules in your home, your job, how much money you bringing in, all of it. It revolves around how can I take care of my children to the best of my ability, So I guess that would be the biggest obstacle is just, making those decisions. What is best for, my child without neglecting yourself, because a lot of times we forget it. We forget that we are people and that we are human, and that we need shit too. Like, yeah,
Right.
the baby need pampers, but guess what? I need to go out before I go crazy. You know,
Right. Yes.
and you forget that, and you go 2, 3, 4 years on straight mommy or daddy mode, and then you crack.
Right.
And you forget that you're a person, and you need that time to reset and become yourself, and your better version allows you to be a better parent. And that's why it takes a village. Everybody trying to do everything by themselves is freaking crazy.
Mhm.
All right, thank you, Taya. And Jus-D, uh, you said you a single parent too, right?
Yes, I got 4 kids.
Okay, okay. And what's the
So I got
obstacles
to,
that you face?
I deal with.
Mm,
It's really not to me right now. The way I have it now, I don't have an obstacle. When I first had my two oldest, it was crazy because I was married, and when we got divorced, um, I can say that my ex-wife tried to make it hard, and no matter what, I didn't let it get to me. I didn't forget who I was as a person, and also it's I have to agree to disagree with a lot of stuff because one, you can't always just put the kids first because
Mm,
you gotta make sure yourself is good before
yeah,
anything else.
yeah.
And once I got myself back together after the divorce, and then I was able to put my two oldest kids, put them as a top priority, one of my top priorities. So it was just like you can't sit there and struggle with that. But like my two youngest, I don't have no problems with. Like after going through the first thing, my first oldest two, my two youngest, I just had no problems. Like me and their moms are great. So it's just like as long as you have a good support system and co-parenting, you're good.
okay, okay. Well, let me ask you. Can a single parent find a new mate that embraces both the parent and the child? Like, do y'all think that's something that can happen?
It can happen. I'm honestly, I've learned that a lot of women out here don't want to go with a kid. And then if you get a woman with the kid, she understands the time factor. That's a big thing in there also. They understand the time factor. And then with that being noticed, a lot of women do see you as a good father to your kids. So they look at you like, all right, he's handling his business. He has his responsibility and his priorities on check. So he understands certain things, certain limits on what he can do and what he can't do.
Okay, okay. And the dads, I like how the dads are talking. Are you both of you guys, or just the men in the room? Are you actively looking for a love interest, or do you have love interests in your life already? And how are they dealing with the fact that you are single parents?
Oh, hey, I already put the rule out there. If you really would mess with me, I'm a package deal
Okay.
across the board. It's
I
not
must
even.
interrupt. You didn't answer the question. She said, "Are you single? Are you looking? Do you have
Yeah, he didn't answer that. I noticed that
You
too.
trying to figure that out.
He
That's
went
what
all
we
around
asked
that.
for. So
Yeah, he went all around that.
clarify.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Anita.
sorry, Destiny.
No, thank you,
You want
girl.
to try to call me out? I plead the fifth.
Yes,
I plead the fifth.
yes, that's Anita right there. That's the queen.
He
Yes.
was trying to double talk. That's what it was.
Exactly. I
Double
plead the
talk. And
fifth.
she was just like, none of that.
Now
None
you giving
of
us that
that.
Come on
politician.
back.
It's okay if you got somebody that you in the interviewing process with. Just say that, but don't sit here and give us no answer when she was direct with you, saying, "Hey, are y'all looking? You know, are you
Yes.
trying to find
And
have someone?"
and I'm pleading the fifth. And I'm pleading
You
the
plead
fifth.
the fifth? Wow.
All you had to say was, look, I'm in the interviewing stage. The roster, roster full right now. We can't handle
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
What
I
about you,
got
Tayo?
but I
You ain't
mean,
off the hook either.
I'm definitely single. You know, I'm looking for someone, but not necessarily to, be a mother figure, just someone that I can enjoy time with, you know.
Okay, okay. And let me ask you, do you think, and not just you two, everybody in the room, do you think that having the child, do you think that having a child and just finding love in general and settling down, does having a child make that like an obstacle for you? Or is it just that, you just looking, like it's not a big deal?
Well, I mean, if I may chime in,
Sure.
like I have two children, and
Okay.
my children's mother and I, we have a great relationship. We're together. Um, but when I look at some of my friends who have kids, um, it seems like for example, I have a good friend who's a sister of mine, and she has a son, and I know for a fact that she hasn't had a relationship. Because when we talked, it was very specific. She didn't want to bring a relation. She didn't want to bring multiple men in her life. Like I said, I think I'm blessed to have wholesome people around me. At least that's what they act like. Um, so 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 she she didn't now now she's older now because I'm in my late 30s, so she's turning 40 now, and I see that she has a relationship. So I think part of it comes down to like how old you are. If something was to change between my lady and I would just assume at the age of 38, 39, if I'm dealing with somebody my age, I'm not dealing with a young 20-something year old, that they're probably going to have children. So I would walk into it expecting, all right, you probably have kids. At the age of 40, I'm expecting you to have children. And if you don't, to be honest, I might ask why. like was it choice? Was it was it
Okay, Mr. Williams. Why would you ask why at 40 they didn't have any children? Would that be strange or
Yeah.
Right. That's a
would be to
question
me.
I would like to hear about.
It would be to me.
You're like, what?
Yeah, to me, it would be. To me, like I said, I only speak from my perspective. To me, it would be.
right?
Why? Because all of my friends, all of my close friends are family men. All of my close female friends are family women. So if I met someone who was different than what I'm used to seeing, it's not going to be startling because I know people make the decision not to have kids. That I'm not naive to. But I would ask the question because I would wonder what went to that decision.
But it
No,
may be
what was it? I'm listening.
okay. So I'm 46.
Yeah,
I'll
and
be
after
47 this
after
year.
you, I'm gonna talk, Anita.
Yeah, I'm 46. I'll be 47 this year, and I don't have any children. And
Okay.
I was married for 16 years, and that was not a decision I made. So understand that it's not always a decision.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I'm asking the question, why?
Okay, and I'm 53 and I have no kids. However, I've been raising my nephew.
Okay.
So, like she just said, it wasn't a decision of mine to not have kids. It was just that I was in a predicament where my nephew came first.
Mm.
Right now, he's getting ready to turn 28, so he's on his own.
And let me ask you, because that brings up a good question. Do we think of like women that don't have kids at a certain age as of lesser value?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not. I mean, I will admit that especially going in the norm, growing up in the hood, I mean, girls getting pregnant 14, 18, 20. I mean, I had my first daughter when I was 18,
Okay.
So, my daughter just turned 21. She's, Daddy, I want to drink now. Jesus Christ. But it's it's definitely it's not the norm. Not to say that it's something wrong. So it's really just it's kind of just you raise your eyebrows like, oh, word, you don't have any kids?
Yeah, because there's some eyebrows raised up in here. You paying attention?
Right. 'Cause I'm like, hey, what the heck? Because I love kids, but it's like to say that, I'm like, well, dang. Because, I don't judge it. Only time I judge a man with children is when there are multiple women involved. Like if you got 6 kids and 5 baby mamas, yeah, I'm gonna raise my eyebrow at you. I really do. But like if you have a set of kids, let me give an example. If you had, like, let's just say you had a kid as a teenager and then you were married for 10, 12 years and you had some children with her, that's different. That's totally different. Right. And I'm going to look at you differently because I'm in my 40s. So I'm going to look at you differently. But if you like saying, oh, I want to settle down now, you 46 or 43 years old and you got 5 or 6 baby mamas, I'm sorry, I can't.
Right.
Yeah. You irresponsible. Like, I don't think asking a question is judging.
But
if I meet someone who is in their 40s or 50s, and they don't have children, me asking, well, what led to that? It's not me judging.
No,
it's me being inquisitive.
Yeah, I agree.
Your honesty.
Inquisitive, I like that.
I appreciate the honesty on that, but I'm just from being a woman who's been asked that question by many men and women. Some of them don't be like you're saying as honest. They're making it seem like it's me, or try to make me feel less of a woman because I don't have children. Not knowing that it was not a decision to not have children. It wasn't like we didn't try. So,
and you know what? I will never feel less of a woman not having children. That just makes my life a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm saying notice I said tried. I said
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm the opposite. I'm 60. I don't have any children, and I wasn't trying. So I made sure I didn't have no kids. I wasn't trying to make any kids. I mean, I could have had an accident here and there. I wasn't trying to have any kids. The girls I was with, I couldn't see me being with them like that.
so you the GOAT. You the pull out king, huh?
Yeah, you played it real safe, bro.
I must have wore condoms 99% of the time. 99% of the time.
That part they
First time. I wasn't playing.
Because I'm telling you, for me, man, I mean, at 17, I was like, man, how does this work? And then, that's how it works. Now I got a daughter. So, I mean, and my situation is very similar to how you described it. How I had a child young, and then I got married later in life, and I had 2 more children with the wife I was with. Me and her split last year. So, now I'm I have 3 kids, 2 two quote unquote baby mamas, and going into the dating scene, you definitely get those raised eyebrows, like, oh, you got 2 kids, 2 baby moms, and you was divorced. Ooh, I don't know about you, So,
but you know what? Sometimes those are the best men.
Well, I was gonna say you do understand what I mean
I
by
can
my
say
scenario,
from
though,
experience
because
that I am one of the best men. I don't know if I'm biased,
but what I was gonna say, the reason I brought up that scenario though is because to me that raises issues. You know what I mean? Like your situation would not raise an issue with me because we're older. You're not 30. You say you're in your 40s, right?
Well, I'm 39.
Okay, that's still good. It was what I'm trying to say. You're married. What I'm trying to say is you're 39, you were married, and you admitted that you had a child when you were in your teens.
Right.
That is understandable. I don't have an issue with that. And I know I don't want to derail off the conversation, but what I was trying to give an example of is irresponsibility.
Like 6 baby mamas or 5 baby mamas.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys, because I'm glad we're talking about baby mama, baby daddy drama. What do you guys think about that? Does that hinder new love interests, new mates when you have the?
If you got somebody, when I got married, I met the girl. She had a kid that was 2. Her daughter was 2. So I was like, the baby. I didn't adopt her, but then we got married like 7 years later. I had to deal with the baby's father sometimes. We take him to Philly to stay with him. Nothing, no fights or nothing like that. But if you have one of those situations where the guy's crazy, that might scare you away if you don't feel like dealing with it. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth dealing with some crazy person that's really attached, to her, even though she doesn't want him? And you find yourself in the middle of some crazy stuff,
Yeah. It could get messy. Very messy.
I think it all depends on the level of crazy of the other person.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yep.
That is true.
Yeah, if his crazy is higher than my crazy, then I'm gonna have to just bow out. Like, you got this. I'm good.
I would say this. One of the things when I'm dating, if I'm dating, and to be honest, it's rare that I find a man that doesn't have kids. So, one of the things I say, especially if they're young, I want to get to know you first. Let us figure this out, and I don't want to meet your children until you and I are good, because I love kids, and I don't want to fall in love with your kid, and then next thing you know, you kicking me to the curb. That's a little heartbreak, because now I can't even see your kids no more. I mean, you get what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But I rather get to know the person, and if they have a cordial relationship with the the spouse or the mother, I want to eventually, especially if we're to that point of I'm meeting your kids, I need to meet her too, because I know if I was a mom, if it was my kids, I want to know who you got my kids around.
Right.
And I just want to throw a little story in there. I was raised by my mom. My mom and my dad separated. My dad was seeing another lady. And me and my brother, we used to go visit him every weekend. And it came a time where my mom actually met this woman. And to this day, they are friends. My mom wanted to know who is my children being around.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with what Anita just said. She's absolutely correct.
Now let me ask you guys, high value partners, right? They say that we should be looking for high value partners, like high value men, and there's also something called high value women. Let me ask you about that, because Mr. Samuel says this is me playing devil's advocate now. Please excuse me, y'all, because I'm about to get into this. Mr. Samuel says that high value men, because he talks kind of at women a little bit. So he says, like, high value men, right? They don't want already made families. They want to create their own. So that's one thing that can make it hard for single mothers to actually find a mate. And we can do vice versa, because like you said, some women don't want men with kids already because they have to deal with baby mothers and stuff like that. Um, I want to ask you guys something. Um, does having a child make you less quality to the opposite sex?
Ooh, they got
That's wild.
I know. I'm getting good at this, y'all.
I
I'm
don't
getting good at
know
this. Yeah.
who the fuck you talking to.
I know.
Yeah, like inquiring minds want to know.
If I'm like, ooh.
I know. Look, thank you. Thank
But
you.
I was gonna say this too, though. I mean, and I'm not like flirting with any of the guys on here, but you guys
No,
sound
flirt. This is
no,
Uniq
no.
Expressions.
I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point right now.
That's right. Let the woman talk.
No, but I'm just saying, like, for instance, I don't agree. Basically, what I feel like he's speaking for you guys, because you guys seem like you have some high values. I mean, maybe not to what he's talking about, the 6 figures for 5 years, and maybe you do. I'm not gonna be in your pockets like that, but at the end of the day, it's like, I think that's a reverse question. Do you feel like you have to have certain type of woman because or do you think you just got to choose whatever's out there for you?
Good question.
I think it comes down to what the expectation is. I mean, let's just be honest. We all meet people to where we look at that person and we're like, okay, this person's a temporary person. Regardless of what they have in their bank account, regardless of how many dependents they have when they W-2, we know that this person is a temporary person. So if you're looking at somebody who's going to be permanent, then I think those rules come into play. I don't know. What does he consider? I'm sorry. Repeat that. I didn't hear you.
No, now you got to take out the whole thing with high value, because it could be a regular person. Gabby could be the greatest person on earth. Because you can't just base it off your whole thing. You can't just base off your whole thing, like your finances, things like that. Like a lot of stuff, you got to look at it like this person can come in being a garbage man, not making a lot, and still know how to take care of house, take care of home, take care of house, provide, and do what he got to do, what he got. So it's just a whole factor of as looking for that in a woman. I'm not gonna go for 6 figure. I grew up in a household with 2 checks better than 1. So either which way, come down to the point of it, you got to look at it how the person is in themselves before anything else.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate again, though, because Kevin was trying to make it seem like if you plus size as a woman, you really can't get a man. And
come on now.
Okay, look, we gonna have to.
Let's talk about that.
Let's keep it 100. BBWs are in.
Okay, wait.
They're not.
I can't believe this fool has a show. I still can't believe it.
And women still call. This is the sad part. You got women calling him. He literally told a lady that she was a size 14 that she was overweight. And I'm like, a size 14, she could have big breasts and a big behind. What do you mean she's overweight?
Yes.
I mean, we know part of his shtick is sensational, right? But let's just be honest. I mean,
I think
he's clearly coming from like a 1950s point of view. And listen, beauty's in everything. Yeah. Now he's a black man, so that's why it's kind of like, what do you mean she got to be over this? Because brothers like our women fit.
Absolutely.
Period. So it's just.
And I love that.
But then again, like I said, that's just me.
I love that. Because Yanita, he is right. He does go into, let me tell you what he says. He says if a woman has been married, has had more than 1 child, is older than 30, and has a larger body type, it's out of the question for a high value man, because she is average at best, and she just needs to pick whatever is left for her.
Wow.
Like I mean, he went in. He even said that men don't want a woman that's bigger than they are.
I know
that ain't true.
I did. I was 140. All my girls were big.
Well, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I haven't started my little podcast yet, but I want to speak to
Anita. You're not supposed to say that on my podcast.
No, I said I haven't started one.
Oh, okay.
Hold up. I'll promote your stuff. Hold on.
Yes.
Any woman that's watching this, that seeing this, I want you to know, please, oh please, do not allow what American standards are of beauty define your beauty. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And number two, men like confidence. And I'm sitting here with no makeup on, and I still think I look good. So at the end of the day, you have to have confidence.
Damn right.
If I have confidence, that's why I could sit here and be online with no dang on makeup on and not have an issue with it. Because I realize that even if I am made up, it don't matter. I look good. I'm a good person.
No,
well, let me tell
with
you.
no makeup on right now because you cute. Okay?
I just have to say something.
Hold on, Renee. Now let me tell you. If anybody out there in YouTube land, if you like Anita is going to be the subject of our next podcast. So please subscribe to YouTube at the Uniq Xpressions with an X podcast. Subscribe so you can see Anita, because she's going to do a whole show on BDSM. That is our next show. So
I know. You said that on the last podcast, and I'm still waiting for my invite.
I know. She flaked on me, but we coming.
But I just wanted to bring up one thing too. I mean, I don't even know who Kevin whoever is. I never heard of him. I'm not in the loop. But my parents were together till I was about 11 years old, and then they split up. And growing up in the hood, there was not a lot of parents that were in the same household. Growing up, I was like an endangered bald eagle. Like, I had two parents at my crib. Like, it was amazing, and then when they finally broke up, it was very, traumatic or whatever. But my mom never took another guy. My mother now is married to a female,
Wow, okay.
So, my mother, and I guess my second mother, I call her my auntie, because it's just people get confused when I say second mother. They look at me like I'm crazy, like what? So I just say auntie because it's easier, but she's everything. She's mine. She's awesome. I love her to death. I grew up with, knew her since I was 16 years old, and it's just crazy to me, because that's a whole nother, side of it. Like, it don't have to be a man. It's, you're a single parent. You can find a woman, or a man finding another man, or whatever. This is where we at right now. So I mean, you got to find whoever complements your love, your brand of happiness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
it just. So let me ask you, because that brings up something. If I need everybody. Can y'all tell me what type of mates y'all are looking for? If you do have kids in the room, what type of people are y'all looking for to put in like your kids' life? Because they really will be in your children's life. So what type of women or men are you looking for?
She got to be 5'5". She got to have 6 feet.
You can't be 5'2".
Right?
I know, just X us all the way out.
I know,
I'm 5'6" in my heels.
Okay.
There you go.
That part.
I mean, I don't know if it has to be in regards to my kids. I think, I honestly, it's actually very new to me, because like I said, I just split with my wife, late last year, and we we co-parent. We're not enemies, it's not, oh, fuck that bitch, I hate you. It's not like that. We came to an agreement that, look, this is not working, so let's figure out what we got to do to make sure our kids are good. And let's continue to do the best that we can for them. And that's where we're at with it, And I feel very blessed to be in that position, you know.
Right.
And then my you know, so I ain't been single in over 10 years.
Wow,
So,
this is new.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, how do I find people? I got my 21-year-old like, Daddy, you need to holler at this, and you need to go on plenty of fish, and you need to do this, and I'm just like, look, none of this shit makes sense to me. I don't know.
Well, when you get older, the children become the parents, right?
Oh, they do?
Man, my
They
daughter be
try.
telling me what to do left and right. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
But the game has changed though. If you were in a relationship for 10 years, the game truly has changed. As speaking
Yes.
from a woman, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's hard to find that quality man. And I ain't even talking about I'm not even talking about value. I'm gonna say quality,
right.
because some men like to come out and say what they think you want to hear instead of being honest. And I know a lot of women are not like me that's gonna be straight up and tell you.
Right.
I tell guys straight up, look, do you want a relationship, or what you trying to do is physical? Let me know what you're trying to do so I can let you know how I'm going to act accordingly. But don't assume that I want you to be in a relationship and you just want a buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have relationship expectations, but then if you're trying to be a buddy, okay, then my thing is gonna be a little different. And by the way, don't say anything else when you see me with somebody else. See, that's how that works.
Oh, all right.
Let them know.
All right.
He said it correctly.
So are you okay? Because I'm trying to. I'm just wondering if you guys like or even the women that have kids, are you looking for like younger people that don't have kids, or like are you okay with going into relationships with people that have children too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a point now where I don't want no more kids. So I have
how
3.
Does that work?
So, if I meet someone, and it turns out that we're getting further in, and it's like, okay, this is going to be someone that's going to be sticking around, that is definitely a conversation to be had, because, you don't want to waste your time, if, you're looking for someone to create a family with, and you don't have any kids, and you want someone else to build that with, then, I can practice with you. You know what I'm saying? We could cool out. We could Netflix and chill. But I look, okay, I'm done.
You're done with the kids, so you don't want to have any more kids.
That's it.
That's where I'm at with that.
So, Tiana, okay? So you're coming from the single mother part. Am I right about that?
Yes, I have a daughter, and I'm one and done. So I need a man that I'm one and done. I'm one and done.
I respect it.
I prefer my partner to not have any children. I know that sounds really selfish, but I mean, I'll be single before I be with a guy with children.
What if they want children?
Why?
I know if they want children, then I'm just not the one for them, because I honestly don't want any.
Hold on. How old is your daughter?
She's 10, so I'm definitely not starting over.
How old are you, Tiana?
See, that's
I'm 29.
Hey, 29. See, Tiana's young.
Yeah.
Oh, you young.
Yeah, but she would still be a high value mate, though. I think she would be the only one that has a child that would still be a high value mate, according to what standards are.
I can say from personal experience. I can say from experience. Your 29 mind not going to be your 30 mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can say your 29. We say 29 mind is not going to be your 35 mind.
Okay.
He's absolutely right, because when I was in my 20s before I got married, I wouldn't even look at a guy with kids.
Right.
I was like, sorry. And then as I got older, well, I got married at 27, but I got older, I was like, well, I would date a guy with a kid, as long as he's taking care of his children. Because that's another thing too, when we're talking about quality of a person, I look at, how do you treat your kids?
Right.
Yes.
How do you treat your mom?
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you don't treat your mom or your kid, and I stress kids, because some men think, well, I pay child support or I buy them. No.
Right.
You go to daddy daughter dances.
No, it's more than
right.
No, but understand what I mean when if you have daughters, are you in your daughter's life? Like, does she know how a man's supposed to treat her based on how you treat your daughter? If you can't tell me that, then I can't be with you, because at that point in time, you are a donor to me. You're not a father. A father is somebody who's there, who's going to be there for their daughter and their son. And let me say sons too, because even if, it's no excuse for a little boy to not have, especially if you're paying child support and the mother's being cooperative. Let me straight say that. The mother's being cooperative. Right. You have to, for me, if I'm dating you, I need to see that you being a dad.
Right.
I need to see that. I mean, I don't have to be there in person, but like you said earlier about, the time and everything. If I know that you're okay, yeah, I gotta do homework. Cool. Or I gotta take him to, or, to a game or a baseball game or, art lesson or, music. What? Cool. That's being a dad to me.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of sexy. Like, that's a turn. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Mature women like that, not me.
Yes.
No,
yes.
I respect your truth, though. I respect that.
And I'm glad that the topic is going this way, because they say that regardless of what you are, whether you're a single parent or you have no kids like myself, you should be looking for a high value partner. So that's why I always come back to the high value part of it, and it intrigued me when I saw Kevin Samuels do it, because it was just like, technically we are supposed to be looking for people that are better than ourselves, or that can offer us more than what we already have.
You got to take that definition of high value out. I keep saying that because it's like you're looking for the whole six-figure thing, everything. You put a limitation on a person's character.
Right.
Yeah, I think that thing is, the character weighs way more than how many zeros.
Who she is. You can't just do that. Like, you gotta look at it like the person. This person be church going, sitting there, chilling out, and cuss the same damn thing, but he's a good person.
Right.
And when you speak on and Destiny,
sure.
I have a question. When you speak about high value, everybody has a different definition of high value. The way that he's speaking on high value, he's speaking about six figures and giving you what you don't have. My definition of high value is totally different than his.
And what's your definition?
A high value person to me is number one, if you have kids, like Anita said, I want to see that you're being a father. Number two, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, then you're all well and good with me. Number three, as long as we can kick it and we can communicate and we can both share in what we both have, that's considered high value to me. A six-figure number, money doesn't matter. Money is just something that America throws to people. Money.
Now, I know Alita looking at me because she know what I'm about to say. Okay, because she know where I'm about to go with this. I'm not even gonna do it. Okay.
Go in. Go ahead.
I was waiting.
Go in.
I was with Renee until she said money don't matter. I said, ooh.
Yeah, because
I agree with Renee.
You lost me on that one.
Lost me.
But money doesn't matter because
money's not enough.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that the brother gotta, be Rockefeller money or whatever. Right. What I'm saying is that because you have. Here's the other thing I'm gonna say too.
And hold on, Anita. Before you say that, if you're talking about a man making money or a woman making money, that's putting a limitation on a person. Okay. That's not looking at.
You don't mind if he broke? He could be broke and
he could be broke.
Be in love.
He can be broke. Yeah, I can fall in love with a broke man.
You gonna take care of him?
I've done that in the past. I don't have an issue with it.
That's a stretch. Taking care of someone is a stretch.
All right.
Like she said, you can't date a man with kids. I can't date a man that don't have his responsibilities. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't. If you ain't what? No, I can't do it. You got to be. You got to. I'm not taking care of no grown man.
Exactly,
I'm not doing it.
If you old and we old,
unless you fall on hard times after
we've been together for a while. I'm 53. I've been through all that, and right about now, nothing else matters to me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me anymore because I've been through it already.
I got about 6 years to meet your.
I'm not gonna meet that. I'm not meeting that. I refuse to
I
meet
feel like
that.
I can
I'm
relate
not
to
doing
Renee.
that. Yeah. All right, y'all.
Been there. The youngest in the room, I think.
I got one vote.
just as a means to be like a devil advocate, what does he say a high value woman is? Because you described the high value man, but I don't think
yeah. Okay, I don't have that, but I can tell you exactly what it is because it's right there. But I'm not gonna move from my chair because I got a whole 2 pages on what a high value woman is. He said a high value woman, Anita. Let me make sure I'm right on this. He said a high value woman is a woman that's kind, is a woman that's disciplined, is a woman that's obedient, is a woman that's valued to her family, to her friends. She should be jipper when her man comes in the house. She should be able to cook, clean. Submissive is one. That's what the obedient part is. Okay.
That's a goddamn step
Yeah.
It is. Oh, and see, let me see. Here's the thing with Kevin Samuels, and no offense to be mentioning him on your podcast, but since we talking about it, I feel Kevin. Like he has a European standard too. Because I'm sorry to say that a woman should be in a size 2 to 4. That's some BS.
Hold on.
And he said something about that too.
We got breath.
I don't interrupt, but the stuff you're describing wasn't physical.
No. He gets to the physical. Wait a minute.
Those are personality attributes.
No. I got more.
Sir, he gets into the physical. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying to you.
Here you go. Men value a woman's beauty, fitness, cooperation, fertility, and her womb.
Okay, that's. I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds like white people.
Thank you. That's what
all right. So people
I'm sorry. That sound like a white person.
Yeah.
I think that's very realistic.
I'm gonna be the
no,
enemy
it's
of the
not.
room. I'm gonna be the enemy of the room.
No, it's not.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Out
here.
What is skinny?
So y'all are looking for ugly, out of shape, uncooperative women that can't have no children and their is done. Like that's what.
Hold on. Cause see, but both of them were talking, and Jus-D he disagreed, but Mr. Williams did agree. Mr. Williams, please elaborate, because see, when we talk about people trying to quote unquote I know too many women that's did all this to lose weight and they done got sick. So, and I'm not saying they got to be fat, sloppy, 600-pound life. I'm saying that we, as women of color, some of us, we have weight on us, period, and we're still in shape. So please elaborate what you're saying, please.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Don't fold, James.
When I hear his description, when I hear those descriptors, outside of him having his own specific guidelines, when he says a man values fitness, that is 100% true. But the level of fitness or what you consider fit is up to the individual. Right. My woman is thick. She happens to be very busty. That's what I like. So fit to me is a woman who has a shape that I like and a bust line that I like. So that's what I'm saying. He's not wrong. Okay. Now when we get to the minutia, and he gets down to a size 2 and a size 4, yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean,
thank you.
A person of African descent is not going to be a size 2 naturally.
Right.
So that doesn't fit my guideline. That doesn't fit my guideline. But when he says, like, when you the list that you described, the first thing you started with, the very first thing you started with was kind. What man doesn't want a woman that's kind? Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it's just like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's just like you can't throw the whole person away because you don't like two or three things that they're saying. Because the fact of the matter is, in a vacuum, what he's saying actually makes sense. I do want a woman who takes care of herself. I don't personally want a woman where I come home and guess what? If I work full time for the city and I have a business. As of right now, my woman stays home and I'm happy with that. Whenever I come home, my food is ready for me. The house is relatively clean. I got a 1-year-old, so it's as clean as a 1-year-old will allow it to be. And guess what? My children are happy. When I come home to peace and tranquility. Why would I want the opposite?
Is she jipper? Is she jipper when you walk through the door? Is she jipper?
Jipper?
Well, remember, jipper is a descriptor.
Hell no. She home with a 1-year-old.
We can find another word for it.
So Jay sounds like something like a high value man. Something like it.
Hell no, she ain't jipper. Hell no, she ain't jipper. She got a 1-year-old all day.
Word. You got to go home. You got to rub her feet. Okay.
Rub her feet.
That's right.
But so understand.
I'll concede on that. She's not jipper. But you know what?
No, she's not. But as soon as that man walk in there, your turn. It's your turn. That's it.
Yep.
The point I was trying to make, though, seriously, because we talk about it.
I understand it.
We talk about it in shape, but the problem is we talk about it in shape, but see, like I said before, you know, people can go. I mean, I work out, so people can work out and may not quote unquote look it, but then you come to the gym with me or something like that, you'd be like, oh damn, she does work out, because you can see it. Right. So that's all I'm saying. I get sick of, in America, how we judge a book by its cover. I hate that, because we're looking at so outer appearance and think certain things, like men don't understand that I'm vegan, and it's like, well, you're vegan, or some people are like, oh, how are you vegan and you that? Until you figure out, until you become God or white Jesus, you don't know. Hell, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out myself. So all I'm saying is just that's what it wasn't, that I was against everything that Kevin was saying. I agree with some of the stuff he says, but when he starts going into physical types, because see, we as women can get into physical types too.
Right. Exactly.
Well, he talks about that
want
too.
Us to get into physical. No. I ain't talking about tall, dark, and handsome. I don't care about that. I care about other physical types. And if you're not working with what you're supposed to be working with.
She went below the belt.
What you supposed to be with?
What is the guidelines?
What you supposed to be with?
I refuse to be a Stepford wife, kill myself trying to look a certain way and be humble and docile, and you can't lay down the pipe.
Anita, they want to know what's the guidelines. They want to know. Don't go past that, Anita. Come on, tell it. Let them know. What's the guy? Don't go
it
past
ain't even about size. It's about how you work it.
It's not about size. It's about how you work it. Oh,
exactly.
okay.
It's not about size.
I'm listening to the sermon right now.
If you don't know what you're doing, you cannot expect all those things from me. And then I'm sitting there trying to find happiness. Nah. Okay.
So he don't have to be long and strong. He just got to know how to be strong.
He got to know how to. He got to know what he doing. If Batman ain't working, you better work Robin. Something got to happen.
Now let me ask you something about that, because at a certain age, most men are not long and strong at a certain age. So
who said that? How old? What that age? Where that age started? Where that age started?
Rod, I would say over 50, right?
I'm 60. I ain't got no problem.
That's not true, over 50.
No, that's not true.
Don't quote me on that.
I got no problem.
I got no problem. I ain't got to take no pills.
So no blue pills? No
It's
blue
over
pills
50
in this
you can
room?
put it down. I'm just letting you know they can put it down.
It's a new world.
50-year-olds that can put it down better than some 20-year-olds.
There you go.
I never knew. I'm
experienced.
We got experience, man.
All right now.
Well, all right.
Okay. So Rod, because you have no kids, anything. What are you looking for in a woman?
Now, just companionship. Someone that's stable and ain't crazy. I guess right now, anybody of that, I guess a good job, or some kind of, I don't know. They know where they're going. They know where they're going. You know what I mean?
The lady has to be making money.
Well, I don't know. I had I'm talking about a couple of years ago. I remember this girl. She was nice, pretty, all of that stuff. I met her online. And then every time I saw her, she had nothing, like she was a nanny or she a babysitter. And every time I talked to her, oh, I'm not working today. You know, she stopped working because of back or whatever, some kind of thing. I had to get rid of her. Ain't no way in the world I'm taking care of you. You look nice and everything, but you know, she wasn't stable. She was unstable to me. You know,
Mm,
I can't deal with instability.
Uh,
mm,
okay, all right. Let me ask you something because I know we were talking about kids.
And
It
Destiny, not to cut you off,
sure.
that's one factor that I think men and women should have is stability. Because if there's no stability, then there's no need for you to be in a relationship with me.
Okay.
And
Now.
what is stability to you, Renee?
Stability means doing what you're supposed to do, having an outside life outside of me,
Okay.
and
mm,
doing what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stable. I don't work, but I'm stable. I can say I'm a
Okay.
stable person. I go to
Right.
school. I'm in the podcast. I go to karaoke. I'm doing me.
Mm.
And I think
So he has to be doing something with his life.
exactly, you have to keep yourself busy. As the Lord said, keep yourself busy in the presence of the Lord.
All right now,
You can't
Jesus.
just be laying around nothing and expect a relationship to work. It's not gonna work.
Need space. You need space. Like I
Exactly.
bowl. I play pool. I got my days where I do things. I can't sit. I'd have to go somewhere. Like COVID. If I was married during COVID,
You wouldn't make it.
4 months or something. I don't know. I'd have to go somewhere. Me go in the backyard for a second. Something. Sit down. You know.
she was hard.
Okay. All right. Just D, let me ask you something because you getting real quiet.
Yeah, you are.
What type of woman are you looking for, Just D?
If you already have,
Look, I'm looking at my watch because he ain't said that yet.
Hello?
What type of woman are you looking for, Just D? Have you found it yet, or you still looking?
I don't know. I'm trying to see what's out there.
so then what are you looking for? What the team got to be structured as?
Team? Why you have a team? Why can't have
No,
this, man?
I didn't mean to say a team like in a bad way. I'm just like I'm trying to figure. Look, it's like the
No, I
Bachelor.
mean, no, I can't. I'd rather be with one woman do 60 different things than have 60 different women doing one thing. Come on now, I can't do that
I
shit.
like
No. Understand? You're missing my point. My point when I keep saying team is since you won't be clear on what you have, I'm trying to speak for the women out here that want to submit their applications. They need to know you had a criteria.
No,
It's dangerous, but God.
I mean,
I know anything. He got
I have
applications coming in.
I have resumes, so I mean,
Okay.
you gotta go. You gotta go just as hard as I do. I'm not going. If I don't take disrespect from no type of form, I expect the same person to come from my woman the same thing.
Okay.
Understand that I'm a joker. I like to joke around and keep you laughing, no matter what. It could be a serious thing, and I'll say something crazy on the side, like, "Look, I don't know, your foot's on fire," and you look at me like, "The fuck? I'm not mad as fuck," but they think about it. Like, why the fuck did you say this shit? So it's just the way I come off. I'm living my life totally different now. I just had a real bad scare in my life, so I'm just like, all right, let me get my shit together. So now the way I look at things is like I need somebody got my back no matter what.
Right.
So
Okay. All right.
like, man,
You have to take care of you first.
So ladies, y'all hear that? He got criteria. Submit your resumes.
He sure does. He
You have to
sure
take care of
does.
yourself first. You have to take care of yourself.
Somebody gonna care. Yeah. Right. Yes.
All
T.
starts with
Now
you.
T, you really quiet. I want to know. Do you think? Because let me ask you something. Let's be funny. Do you think that your child is an asset to men? Like, let's say you're looking. Do you think that, and the men too, do you think your children are assets to like men and women? Or are they like hindrances? Even at whatever age they are. It's a deep question, right?
That's a good question. I'll answer it even though I don't have any kids.
I want the people that do have kids. What do they think about that? Why y'all get so quiet on me?
Well, you asked T, so I'm waiting for T to talk.
I think they could be both. I think they could be both. I think they can be an asset because they add additional drive to me personally. I know I know me. I believe that I became better when I had my children. Because I became more focused. And it wasn't just me that I got to take care of. But when I was in my 20s, it was a complete hindrance. I wouldn't deal with a woman who had a child when I was in my 20s. Like I said, now that I'm going to be 40 in a couple of years, if things were to change, then I would look at a woman, and I would, if she had children, I would look at how she takes care of the kids. I would look at her drive. I would think to myself, well, how do you live your life knowing that you have somebody who's completely dependent on you?
Okay.
So I think both can be true at the same time. I think it can be a tremendous blessing in terms of what you want to accomplish in your own life, and it can be a hindrance if you see that the person is not taking care of their business.
Okay. Okay, I respect that. And let me ask you, because we also have we have about as many people here that don't have children that do. So the people that don't have children, did anything change tonight? Like, let's say, were you looking at mates, like, or mates that do have children? Are you into that, or you're not? Did anything change tonight from the topic that we discussed? Because we went through a lot. So did anything change for you guys?
Basically, no, because it doesn't matter if a man has a child or not. As long as he's being a father to his children, I'm all well and good with that. If he doesn't have kids, he's not looking for kids, I'm all well and good with that too. I'm a versatile type of person.
Okay, all right, Renee. Okay, well, Renee is single too, by the way. If anybody wants to get into that, just message me. Everybody here, matter of fact, you can message me on Uniq Xpressions Podcast. I'm all with the love. Let's spread the love and share the love. Attention, Destinee Jae. Okay.
Know what too though? It matters how old the kids are too. Like how old you are, how old the kids are. You got like some young kids that you can, I guess, teach them your way, or try to be in their life when they're young before they get crazy. Or you have people that have kids that are older where they don't accept you, and you have problems with them. At that old age, they don't want to see you around their mother or whatever, and they have a problem accepting.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I raised my nephew from the age of 2. He is now getting ready to turn 28. So that's why I said I'm a versatile type of person, and any child that comes around me, they can already feel the type of person that I am. And I'm only saying that because I do have children that live in my house, but they're not my kids. And these kids respect me. So that's why I said I'm a versatile type of person. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Okay. What about you, Anita? You quiet?
Oh, I was listening to everybody else. I mean, I guess I got to get my resume together to submit to these guys or whatever. I'm just joking. I am single by choice, but no, it didn't change I'm a pretty open person. Like I said, I have spent the last probably 5-6 months literally doing self-work, and because I'm doing self-work, I know what I want and what I don't want. And I know it sounds, maybe sounds shallow or whatever, but it's just I just have certain things that I'm going to deal with and certain things I'm not going to deal with. So at the end of the day, it's like, you can shoot your shot, and I'm very honest and direct, and I don't try to like crush, men or women. I just, let you know if I'm interested or not. So, this was interesting to see the male's perspective for the ones that have children, what they think. Because, like I said, I don't have an issue with dating a guy with kids as long as you don't have 5 different baby mamas. But if you got, the average 2 or 3, and when I say 3, that means
3 is not average.
Well, let me finish. We had 2 marriages, so that's
5 to 10, no problem. 5 to 10 is a problem. 1 to 5.
What do you say?
I didn't know what you said.
Mr. Williams, what did you say is a problem? We can hear you.
No, I said 5 to 10. That's a problem.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you got more than 3, and again, if it's 3 different baby mamas, let me explain my point, T. If he was married twice, then I can see that.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
You had one in your teens, one with the first marriage, one with the second marriage. I could see that. But if you got
still a lot of baggage,
I know it's a lot of baggage, but you know, I'm gonna look at the person because I'm a dog mom. So I'm gonna look at the person.
Okay, can I say something? I was married. For those that don't know, I'm single right now. I'm in the process of getting my divorce. Me and my husband have been separated since 2008. I do have 3 stepchildren, the oldest being 35, the youngest being 30, and I also raised them. So that's my resume in a nutshell.
All right,
just let them know. Let them know she's trying to get her a date. I know that's right.
Okay, Renee, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Renee, but that's it. Didn't change my. No. I mean, like I said, it was good. It was actually refreshing to hear those
the men's point of view.
It's because Jus-D didn't share enough, but those that shared, we want to thank you guys for sharing and letting.
Yes, you guys were great, and this is such a good show. I had one more question, but I'm not even gonna rile y'all up.
Okay, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. We got time. Go ahead.
The question I had, and that was like the very last question at the end, was: do we think that children are baggage? I know you hate when I say it. I already know.
Well, we already heard T's answer, but go ahead.
I'm such a hypocrite. I have a child, but yes, that's baggage. I have one. That's all we need. We can get dogs. We can do whatever, but let's just keep it at 1, and that's my one.
So your mate is not allowed to have children?
Yeah, I'm talking shit. Now, if I meet the right guy and there's a big rock on my finger, then I'll consider popping one out.
Got you.
But I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be a fresh start, and you come with children. No.
Okay, so he can't have children coming to the he got 3 or 4. No. Okay.
No.
That's can't so what can we do with a slew of kids?
You don't want to be a stepmom. You're not doing the stepmom duties. I get it. I respect it.
Together, none of that. All right.
I will be a stepmother because I don't have any children. I have a dog.
I used to feel like that. Because I'm in my late 30s. And I don't have any children. And I used to feel like I didn't want a man that didn't have any children until I saw the dating pool and saw that most men have children. And then I actually figured out that most men with children are so sexy and they're such good men. They just have, the baggage sitting on the side. You got to kind of let a baggage too. I hate to say it.
Yeah. I would be that kids. Baggage helping make Father's Day the bomb. Because, usually men get the short end of the stick on Father's Day.
Yes, always.
I'm since I don't have any children,
right?
It'll be my goal to get with the kids and say, "This is what we're gonna do for your dad."
Right? Yes.
We gonna hook you up.
Yeah.
Yes.
That man gonna be like, "I gotta marry her. Where is she?"
I'm so glad that we got to the end of this show and it's on a good note. It's so on a good note. Let me tell you again, for everybody that don't know me, I am DJ Destinee Jae. I am actually a DJ just like Jus-D. I'm also like a podcast host just like Jus-D. I need you guys to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, here's the serious part of the show. I need y'all to subscribe. I need you to watch the videos and like the videos. Please subscribe to the Uniq Xpressions with an X podcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. I am everywhere. I also want to show you guys something. We have merchandise now. So as you can see, Renee, stand up. Anita, your shirt is on the way. We are selling Uniq Xpressions Podcast shirts. You can get them personalized with your name on them. I hope y'all can see it. Or you can get them just regular shirts. We're doing that too. And Jus-D, you want to tell them a little something about you, where to find you?
I don't know. He might think I'm gonna send my resume. I'm just joking. Go ahead, Jus-D.
No, I'm on. You can find me on IG under DJ Jus-D NJ. You can also, I'm also owner of the Xtreme Truthx Podcast. Right now, I'm not on the show. I'm not doing the show with my other co-hosts. Right now, I'm taking a little hiatus. So I'm just going to be doing other things as a business owner. So I'm just looking at how to put that brand out there as far as I possibly can. Also, I have my own little travel agency on the side that I do as an owner myself. It's just a little side hustle. I haven't put a name to it yet, but it's been lucrative. So that's about it.
Yes, so check them out. And you are a great host. I so appreciate you coming, Jus-D. We had a good time with you, and it was amazing to see or just hear the male perspective on this. Hopefully, Jus-D, you'll come back sometime and do it again. Our next show, I'm looking at Anita because I'm hoping that our next show will be about BDSM. I'm hoping, Anita, because you know they're waiting for you. If they got to put in their resume, they should know what you're about.
Here's what you're gonna call me this weekend.
Okay.
Go through questions.
Yes.
We'll not discuss. And I'll be on here next week.
Yes, guys, we got a show.
We're not gonna use my name.
No, we're not.
My dominatrix name. Okay?
Yeah, we're gonna use the dominatrix name. Y'all hear that? Y'all gotta come back. Please subscribe, like and follow the page, all the pages, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We are gonna have Miss Nita back. We're gonna have Miss Nita back, and that's gonna be a good show.
I wanted to ask about the gentleman that was making the drinks, if he could just say where to get his.
Yes, James, tell him a little something about your business.
Okay, you put it in the chat because we don't have your stuff in the chat.
Okay, I'll put the Instagram link in the chat. It's Jackson's Brew. Right now, my website is jacksonsbrew.net, all one word. Matter of fact, as we speak, I'll put it in jacksonsbrew.net, and I believe I put the my Instagram link. And I put my
say what it is. Unmute, James. Say what it is for YouTube.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my apologies. Okay. So the name of the drink is Jackson's Brew. On the website, it's jacksonsbrew.net. That's all one word, jacksonsbrew.net. And on Instagram, right now, Instagram is probably like the fastest way to get to me. You can purchase through the website, but if you want to get to me directly, that's Original Jackson's Brew, all one word, Original Jackson's Brew. And I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat right now so that everybody can see it.
Okay. All right.
But that's how you get in contact with me. For everybody who's in New York, we do free delivery. Right now, free delivery Saturday, and we have a promotional package. So you get about almost 20% off a case if you buy a case. So that's 6 bottles for only $50, and 16 ounces per bottle. And like I said, the drink itself, the base is hemp seed, sea moss gel, coconut oil. So it's like, multiple superfoods all fused in one. And I don't buy sea moss from a commercial. I actually buy the sea moss itself, and I make the gel. So it's all small batch, handcrafted, and we're growing. So we have 2 locations that or 3 locations now that we're looking to distribute from. So just follow the journey.
Check it out.
Because in a couple of months we'll be actually in stores.
Yes,
that's what's
check
up.
it out.
That's
All
what's
right.
up.
So we got all these
Definitely
black
check
business
it out.
owners in the room.
Yes,
man.
Coming together.
Yes, man.
T,
We're kids.
Did you
We're
ask
kids.
yes, we doing new things in this room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a business owner per se, but I am an artist. I sing, and I working on my new project now. So you could definitely, I guess I could put my link in.
Say where they can find you.
As well,
where
but
can they find you?
You can find me on any streaming site. If you type in my name, it'll come up. You can see my album streaming on pretty much any streaming site. But I only put out 1 album, and I'm working on my second project now. So it's after
what's your name?
My name's Omachayo, but I've been called Big Sexy. So.
And where did that name come from?
Where did that name come?
Tell them what show you on. Come on, give us some details. I'm trying to plug y'all. What we doing?
I want to hear a song now, man. I want to hear like 8 bars now.
Well, you can sing too. This is a Unique Expressions. We expressing ourselves. Let's go. Let's go. Omachayo was actually on a show, a famous show.
It's funny. Big Sexy, wasn't. It wasn't like it just kind of took on a thing of its own. Like I go out and, I was always a big dude. I always come out and fearless and be on stage standing next to some.
Where'd it come from?
Dude, it came from. I think somebody on a TV show.
Did he give it to you? I think Daddy.
No, definitely not Diddy.
Sean Puffy Combs didn't get that to you?
No, hell no. Diddy shitted on me, so it is what it is. Okay? But it came before that, way before that. Actually, I think it started in karaoke.
Oh, okay.
So it is what it is. But definitely, if you Google my name, it'll all come up in any search engine, whether it's Apple Music or even just Google, it'll come up. So.
Okay, definitely. Thank you. And it was just a great show. Again, I am VDJ Destinee Jae. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram.
Anything, Destiny.
And I've been asking Tiana. Tiana gonna wait till next week. We're gonna premiere her thing next week. Again, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me a little bit of everything. Again, guys, hopefully everybody had a good time. Can we all wave and say good night? This is
let me turn my camera on. Wave.
Yes, all right.
Have a great night. Have a great night.
Give her a computer.
Karaoke.
Huh?
You stay